This video is how to start an assembly and bring in all the parts so you can use them in the assembly process. So I'm going to open one of my Lego sandboxes from class that I want to use to create the assembly in. Then I want to create a new part studio that's going to have all the assembly parts in it. So create part studio, rename, and I'm going to name this the part studio I want for the assembly I want to use. So I'm going to build a Lego car. So I'll name it Lego Car Studio. Now I'm going to derive all the parts I want to use into this studio so I can modify them without messing up any of the parts in any of my other big part studios. So again, I use the derive feature. And I can either derive parts from this original part. So for example, if I want to use some axles, I can do that. And then I can also derive parts from other documents, like the part studio that I copied earlier. You don't want to import all the parts into this because that uses up a lot of memory, so just go derive parts you want to use. If you want to use an item more than once, you only need to derive it once. But if you want to use an item more than once and have multiple colors of that item, you're going to want to derive it twice. I can do this derive process as many times as I need to bring in the parts I want to use. Make sure when you're bringing the parts in, you click the drop-down arrow to expand the menu. Don't click the entire group because otherwise you'll derive the entire group into your file. I'm going to use two different 4x8 plates, so I'm going to bring them both in. I'm going to use some pin axles as well. I'll teach you how to use those in the assembly. Rims and tires. The small yellow rim goes with the anything labeled small tire. So the extra large tire. And so I only need to derive them once since I can use them more than once. Let me use the wide wheel with tread. And then the wide rim. Continue deriving all the parts you want to use in the assembly. Make sure you don't select an entire group of parts so that they all get imported. I now think I have all the parts I will need for my assembly process. If I find I missed something during the assembly, I can always come back to this part studio and derive new parts into it, and then go back into my assembly and insert the parts into the assembly to use. Please watch how to create a Lego assembly next.